Hello, 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 my name is Shelby and today I am doing the Stranger Things tag. As you can tell, I attempted to do a nosebleed, trying to channel my inner 11. So today I'm going to be doing the tag that was created by Desi over at Pastel Pages. Love you, girl. And if you like this challenge, like this tag, feel free to do it as well. Tag me in your comments, tag Desi. I'm sure she'll want to see it as well as much as I do because the questions on this are so much fun and I want to see your guys' responses. Basically, this is a 10-question tag all about or relating to Stranger Things, specifically season 3 of Stranger Things, which I binged. Yes, I am one of those people. I watched the first episode and then could not stop. So without further ado, let's get to the tag. Question 1. What is a book you read because everyone else read it? Just like Stranger Things, it spread so much to so many people because of all the praise and love it got from its fan base. So a book that I read because everyone else was reading it has to be A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. When I first started my Bookstagram account, I saw this book in everyone's photos and everyone was talking about it. So I was like, you know what, fine, I'll pick it up. I'll see what the hype is about. And now it is one of my favorite series of all time. So I really loved that. Sometimes books don't live up to the hype, but I'm happy to say it did in this case, and I got a new favorite series out of it. So yes, for that first question of a book that you read because everyone else was, A Court of Thorns and Roses. Question 2. Who is your ultimate Scoops troop? In Stranger Things Season 3, the best trio of all time has to be Steve, Robin, and Dustin. The ultimate Scoops troop. So, for this tag question, you're supposed to find a book that has your ultimate group. This one was super easy for me. As soon as I saw it on my shelf, I knew this was the answer. And for me, it would have to be the fun group from Obsidio, part of the Illuminae files. The reason I point out Obsidio specifically is because up until this book, all of the characters had sort of been in their own separate storylines until they were all finally merged in this book. The Scoops troop I'm referring to is Katie, Ezra, Hannah, Nick, Reese, and Asha, and everyone who is a part of the Illuminae files group. This badass group took down an evil corporation and Aiden, so they're pretty good. And they even have this adorable picture of them all at the end, and I love it. So that is definitely my ultimate Scoops troop. The third question in this tag is, what is the best book you read in the last 11 weeks? Get it? Cause 11, yeah. The best book I read in the past 11 weeks has to be Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I actually just filmed a book talk for this. Super excited to have it come out because I love this book. It was thrilling, there was adventure, there was romance. I read it really quickly because it was that amazing. It's a standalone fantasy novel and it's about libraries and books. So if you are a book lover, you will definitely find a part of yourself in this amazing book. So yes, this was definitely my favorite book in the past 11 weeks. The next question is, what is a book, or pick a book with a never-ending story? Of course, referring to that amazing duet with Gaten Mazzarato in the last episode of the season.
Turn around, look at what you see in her face, a mirror of your dreams.
I actually saw Gaten Mazzarato in Les Mis as Gavroche a few years ago, and I have been obsessed with him ever since. This challenge is supposed to pick a book that would not end for you. And I actually picked a book that I DNF'd, and it is These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooter. Amy Kaufman, not my favorite work of yours. This is a book about two people who are sort of star-crossed lovers and they crash or have a space crash on a planet and they have to survive together, and it just dragged on for me. Beautiful cover. But that's all I really liked about the book. It would not end, and therefore I decided to end it for the book by not finishing it at all. So yes, this book to me will have a never-ending story because I will never finish it. The next question, the fifth question on this tag, is pick a book that has a character that is too pure for the world. This, of course, is referring to our favorite Russian scientist, Alexei, who is quite honestly too pure for any of the things that happened to him. For this challenge, the character that I am picking that is too pure is Max Lightwood from the Mortal Instruments series. This poor child was too pure for any of the things that happened to him. I love Max. I loved Max from the first meeting, and I literally cried for days after reading this book because I loved him so much. So yes, Max Lightwood. The sixth question in this tag is pick a book that literally flayed your mind. Just as the Mind Flayer changed Billy for evil and mind controlness, pick a book that has changed you in either a positive or a negative way. For me, I actually had to think pretty hard on this one, and I actually settled on a play, not a real book, but like, you know, it's in writing form, and that would be A Doll's House by Henrik Ibsen. I had to read this for my acting class that I took. I have to read a lot of plays for my major, and I was just so changed by it. But the book follows a early 19th century family in this idealistic family world where the mother takes care of the children, the father works, the children play, all of those things. And it's about the mother, Nora, sort of discovering that she's not happy with her life. How all of her life as a woman, she has been seen in this one specific role and she's never had the chance to do anything else. And for the time, this play was extremely controversial. No one had heard of a woman up and leaving her family to go pursue her own dreams or find herself. And that really stuck with me, that this book was so controversial at the time when it means so much and is completely still relevant today. So definitely a book that flayed my mind was A Doll's House, or a play that flayed my mind, but still, it was really good. The seventh question in this tag is pick a book that gives you all the nostalgia. I know I could have picked Harry Potter or The Hunger Games or things like that, or Percy Jackson, but I sort of wanted to do something else because I always choose those for tags. So I chose another book that has a lot of meaning to me, and that would be, I don't have the first one, but it's the Gallagher Girls series by Ally Carter. This is, I think, I won't say the fourth or fifth one, but the first one is called I Tell You I Love You, But Then I Have to Kill You. That book is about a school for spies, an all-girls school, and it's about this one girl named Cameron, and at first it's about her sort of discovering herself and like finding a teen guy she likes. I tell you I love you, but then I'd have to kill you. And then it turns into more, and as this book series started very adolescent, and as the books kept going, it got very detailed, and it sort of expanded into this whole world that was just so fascinating to read and just watch how things unfold. I read this book in middle school. I do not think I'd be the reader or the person I am today without reading this series. It was just so special to me and my heart. So yeah, so then my next book is the Gallagher Girls series. It gives me all the nostalgia. I may want to do a reread soon, actually. It's been a really long time. The eighth question in this tag is pick a book that you binged in a day. Just like how I binged Stranger Things in a day. And I'm sure Desi from Pastel Pages had a similar experience because she put this question in. A book that I literally binged in one day is Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. I loved this book. It is about sort of a female Jack Sparrow retelling. Alosa is the daughter of the Pirate King, and she sort of hides and sneaks aboard an enemy ship in order to find a piece of this map that'll lead her and her father to the Siren Island, where there is great treasure to be found. I love it. I got that book and within 3 hours it was done because I just could not stop reading. It's a quick and easy read, but still has so much depth to it that you cannot put it down. And I finished the second book in the duology just as quickly. So I definitely recommend Daughter of the Pirate King, and it is my book for a book that you binged. The next question is sort of fun to read and pick from. It is pick a character from a book who is daddy. In this case, we are referring to how Steve is a basic dad. Yeah. So in thinking of picking a character who is dad, I came up with Alec or Magnus from the Mortal Instruments series. They are the dads of this series, I feel like. Alec is definitely the one that people go to when they have to make a hard decision. He has that kind of strong character, and he sort of takes care and worries about everyone. And Magnus is just daddy. I can't describe why, but I see him when I think of that question. Okay, the last question here is a book that left you upside down. Of course, referring to that fun cliffhanger at the end of season 3. Not gonna say what it was, because that'd be spoiling, and I hope you've really seen the show before you watch this video, but it's coming, and it sucked, and I was a mess afterwards. And a book I had that same exact reaction, even more so about the ending, has to be The Wicked King by Holly Black. Seconds after finishing this book, my head was in my pillow screaming, and I was in my college dorm at the time, so someone next next door, my friend came over and was like, "Are you okay?" And I was just like, what? Of course she didn't understand what I was saying at all, but that was my reaction because it left me breathless. And thank God A Queen of Nothing is coming out soon, because I don't know what I would do otherwise. I'm so happy it's coming out soon, and I've already waited so long. I need to know what happens next. And those were all the books, and that was the Stranger Things tag. Thank you so much again to Desi at Pastel Pages. I'll link your page below and up there. And thank you for creating this amazing tag. I had so much fun doing it and picking the books I was gonna do. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like it. Hit that little bell for notifications when I post. I'm trying to post twice a week at this point. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye! This is gonna be a mess to wash off my face. I can just tell.